I'm your host, Riem Zin Labidin, and you are listening to Tech Tag Podcast. Today, our guest is Calvin Chang. He's an iOS software engineer at Trade Republic. Let's meet with him and learn more about his journey. Hello, Calvin. I'm very happy to have you here today. Welcome to Tech Tech.
So happy to be here.
Could you introduce yourself and tell us some fun facts about yourself?
Yeah, sure, of course. So hi everyone, I'm Calvin. I'm the mobile engineer, mainly focused on iOS development. And I come from Taiwan and currently live in Berlin, Germany, and work for Trade Republic. So since today's topic is more about IT, so I will give a short introduction about my experience and also maybe my hobbies. So I have already worked as an engineer for 7 years. So I already go through like several different kind of industry, also different stage of the company. So for example, I have worked for a gambling company. So we do the lottery. I also have worked for the cars industry. So we're selling cars. We build the platform for cars. And now I work for the brokers. So you can, it's like a fintech. So you can trade, you can buy the stock, instruments in our platform. Also, I have worked for the OEM, so it's different industry. It's just a factory. So we built the mobile for maybe the really big companies, for example, Dell or maybe Sony, these kind of things. It's about my working experience. And my personal life, I also like to dance. I also drink a lot. So, but I'm not really alcoholism. I do have like whole setup of the cocktail in my apartment. I can make the cocktail by myself. I also know the recipes. I know how to do that. So yeah, it's more about my personal life.
Yeah, dancing is good. At least also combining with working at the office, sitting the whole day, at least later you can move and it's good.
Yeah, true. And to control your body so you won't only stay in front of the computer and your body just becomes stone, these kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us about like how the first time, if you can remember, the first inspiration that makes you think that you want to follow this path into mobile?
It's not about mobile, but not sure if it counts. So I started my programming when I was 10, so which is 1999, but nothing really serious. It's about HTML. So I can build some static web page, or maybe someone remembered about Flash. It's animation, so you can build these kind of really old things when I was 10. It was really fun because I can feel like I can create something really cool. But after several years study, I choose computer science as my major. And I also go through the master degree, but I feel like I lost my passion. I don't feel like I like to coding anymore. I find my passion back after work because I like the industry. It's really fast paced and always changing. So you can barely find any IT companies is older than 50 years old. So it's always change. Just like me, I'll always try something new. I won't always go aboard. I try to move to other countries, this kind of adventure. So at that moment, I think, oh, okay, now I would like to choose IT because I like to change. I like this environment. Yeah.
That's cool that you started very early and by yourself you learn it, right? Or do you have some the people around you who already code and you learn it with them?
I think it's a small group of people with 4 other classmates and also 1 teacher. And it's just, I don't know, this teacher just wants to teach us something cool. And we just use our like lunchtime to learn those coding. And back home, I still have 1 small computer for me to play around. So I think that's how I start.
And in university, you also continued in computer science major, right?
Yes, super painful. I don't know. The workload is really heavy. And I don't understand why we need to use those pointers, these kinds of C++, and build nothing. Basically, I cannot see any visual interface. I just build something with and I see in the console. super boring and staying in front of the computer. I just want to go out.
So is it the reason why you then decided to do mobile development, or
yes, I would like to do.
because of visual?
Yeah, I would like to see something, and I want to collaborate, not just program by myself. I want to collaborate with designers, maybe another like product people, so we can discuss about idea and make this happen. So that's why I choose front end and choose iOS just kind of random because I start with Enjoy, and at some moments I also start iOS parallelly. And in the end, I choose iOS, and that's it. Yeah.
Cool. How did you start your first job or the first professional experience? Tell us.
Let me think. To be honest, I don't have any intern experience because in Taiwan, for the computer science students, it's not super popular to do the internship. We only write the thesis and do the project with the professor. I guess my first case was taken when I was studying master degree. So at the moment I study master, I also take a case, also collaborate a project with my professor. But not sure it's professional enough. Yeah, but just take a case and finish the web page for some random company and just get the money, and I'm happy. Just basically like a part-time job. Yeah.
And did you find some obstacles during the very first steps? Like I usually can imagine it as out of the comfort zone because you have to convince the interviewer or like to get jobs. Did you face some obstacles?
Yes. To be honest, it's so hard to find a job. It's easy to find a job, but it's not a really good job as you wish. Because in the whole market, no one wants to hire the junior, maybe engineer or maybe employees. Mostly they would like to hire the senior one because it's more valuable. So at the beginning, it's really hard to find a job. I remember I applied for 20 or 24, I don't know, tons of companies. And I don't even know what those companies do. I just apply because it's really hard to find a job. I also trying to apply for product manager or apply for different kind of engineer, not even front end. Sometimes it's about Java, different kind of languages. I just want to get a job because I don't even know what can I do or what's my strength is. So yeah, because I didn't have any internship experience. But in the end, yeah, I find one job. It's really cool, but I learn from doing, and I choose my path doing the job.
So during that job, you got which position?
It was just a software engineer. So basically, I have to do everything. And because my contract is about, I have to stay in this company for 3 years. So basically, they just ask me to do whatever they want. So at the beginning, I do C# to build the interface for Windows. After that, I changed to Android framework. So it's basically AOSP to build the foundation for mobile phone. And then I switched to TV team. So we built an app for TV. And then I switched to iOS team. I built something for iOS. So like always change. Yeah.
Cool path. Software engineering is about this actually, to be flexible for this change and the different technologies.
Yeah, but it's too flexible. So I didn't learn anything, to be honest. I already forget what I did by C#, or maybe the TV program is TV app was just a trash, to be honest. I don't know. I can't even imagine someone really use it. And also maybe the app or the foundation part is quite cool because it's made by Google. Basically, we just maintain and add some features on top of it. It's quite cool experience, but to be honest, I think it's just too wide. It's really hard to learn something really deep. Yeah.
And then how did you progress in your career after that experience?
Yeah, because in this big company, I actually have tons of time because it's really big. I have 6,000 employees. So it means you also have a lot of times to do your things. Nothing's rushed. Everything's fine. So during the work time, I also study lots of things. But I cannot really implement this because no one wants me to implement something really new. So I just try by myself, do some side project. So after the time is up, so I directly resign with this big company. and changed to another really early stage startup as the first iOS engineer. And it's super painful because I don't know what to do. I'm the only like junior to mid-level, and I see a lot of seniors work really efficient. And so I have to resubmit documents and face a lot of struggle on different issues every single day. So at that moment, I remember I made a decision. So once I got the chance to hire another engineer, I hired the most senior one, must be better than me. So I spent so many time to define the whole hiring process.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can hire the most senior guy I get. And also because a really early stage startup, it's really hard to hire the people because no one wants to join this kind of so small company without any benefits. Every day might be a last day of this company. So yeah, that's what I do. So I try to hire the most smart people I can get, so I can learn from him and also discuss from him.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it works. So from this company, I earned a lot of experience, like how to build the foundation, how to build a big app, how to build everything, how to run the whole CI/CD to ensure the quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I guess it's more about where my career began.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this kind of challenges will make you work harder than usual because you have to find your way because there is no guidance. It is challenging because guidance can make you make progress very quick, but also when you don't have guidance, you have to take more time. At the same time, the positive thing about it is that you will find yourself, that you made it at the end, that by yourself. It's really cool feeling when you remember it.
Or waste a lot of time to do nothing. And just, in the end, you figure out, oh, I should do this earlier.
Yes, I know
like
that feeling.
that.
I know that.
Yeah, it's really common when I was a junior to mid-level engineer. You think you start to know something, but actually you don't know. You don't know what's the best solution. You just work on your own. It must be right. And after next month, no, it's totally bullshit. I want to change all over again. Yeah.
Yeah, but this happens a lot in programming. I don't know if you face this kind of situations that there is a bug and you have to go through an old code and you find out that you wrote that part of that code and you feel like, who wrote this? And then you find yourself that was you 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and you want to go back to the past and just kill yourself. Like, what are you doing at that moment? Exactly. It happens. Yeah. Or we can think positively when we write a code. Basically, we are write the bug to the project, so it's okay. It's understandable. We produce bug every single day. It's not produce a feature. Yeah. So,
and this bug is a
that's
feature.
That's why I always come. It's a feature. It's a feature. So I always like talk to myself. It's okay. It's so good. Yeah.
And actually, this kind of situations also teach us empathy because if this part of code was written by someone else, you might think of them like they are not good, or I don't know. But when you know that that was you, and you will say, okay, maybe at that day I didn't have enough of sleep or enough coffee, and you try to give some excuses, and later you will try to have some understanding to others when they do mistakes also. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So now when I read the code, I always super calm. It's okay. I can understand. Must be something wrong at that moment.
Yes.
It's okay. Yeah. We just need to fix it, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No emotion. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I am interested about how you decided to move to Germany after. But was it after that experience?
Yes. And unfortunately, this startup was bankrupt. So in the end, it's really bankrupt and just closed. So after that, I decided to work abroad because I want to try something new. And also, Taiwan is more focused on hardware, like TSMC, IC chips. So about software, it's not so strong. So I want to work with both. So actually, I applied for, I don't know, more than hundreds position and interview with more than 14 countries with, I don't know, 20 different companies, these kind of things. And finally, I decided to come to Germany. I got several offers, but Germany is one of the best. So also Berlin is also a startup hub. So I would like to come to Europe. So I make a decision to come to Berlin. Originally, I want to come to UK, but they said it's better to have a Europe visa, so I can apply you and I can recruit you. I say, okay, no problem. I'll get a visa from Europe.
That's
so that's why I come to Germany at beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. And is your current job this one, the first job when you moved to Berlin, or?
Yeah, of course not. It's my fourth job.
Oh, wow.
In Germany. Yeah. I came here like 2019, so it's about 3 years ago. My first job is car industry. As you know, like Germany is a really popular for the car industry. So I work for the car selling platform. So we sell the second-hand car. It's a B2B company. So we sell a lot of second-hand cars to other companies and make a profit from it. Now this company has become really, really big and also list in the stock market in Germany. It's my first job in Germany. And after that, I decided to change. I want to do something more B2C. And I went to health tech. But it doesn't really went well. I don't really like the concept. It's not really like the concept. I cannot really collaborate well with the team. So I changed again. So I start another startup, also a first iOS engineer with other in Germany, also with others. But this time it's much more easier because I know how to do. I know how to build a whole foundation and have more experience. We have another problem. It's more high level problem. So how to discuss with the founders because you have more power. You have to discuss with founders. You have to discuss with the tech lead. What's the spec? What's the interface? How to collaborate with the designers? These kind of things.
That experience seems helpful for developing the soft skills that like you will be able to have this communication with different people in the company, and it's in the product, right? The product level, not only between programmers and engineers, right?
Yes, also about the products, you have the impact to the product directly. You can challenge about the design, not only for the small feature, it's for the whole direction. So why we want to go for this way. And we'll discuss about the market and discuss about the fundraising. So what should we do in order to get next fundraising? So what's the whole startup market now? What VC thought? These kind of things. So it's really interesting. And actually I did this is because I also want to start my own company. So I also want to earn some experience from this. So it's really cool. It's a nice experience for me. And I don't really want to quit the job, but because of some personal issue, or I want to take a rest. So I also left the company this year. Yeah.
But it sounds that you have learned a lot. You are close to the product.
But also it's really tough because you cannot even sleep well. It's your product and you are the only person to take care of it. If something wrong, it's your fault. There's no excuse. So I remember like past year, I worked so hard. They don't ask me to do overtime. Sometimes they also ask me to rest earlier because I was working. When I was commute, I'm working. When I was in vacation, I still try to work somehow because I want to solve some problems for the founders or something. Yeah, but was tough. Yeah. So for those really early stage startup, you have to be prepared. Your mindset have to be prepared. You have to go fast. Otherwise, the money will run out and the company will bankrupt. So you have to kind of build a product fast, but it's reliable because you cannot have a lot of bugs, and also flexible. The flexible is the key because you have to add so many features in short amount of the period. So keep it flexible and always open-minded and fast-paced and always adopt change. Yeah. I mean, that's a key.
Yeah. You took a break, right? After that experience, from my understanding.
Only a month. only a month. So I back
Okay.
to Taiwan, take a rest, and come back and took a new job. This new job, it's good. It's quite nice. It's my dream, one of my dream job because I really want to join fintech. I really like fintech. I have tons of fintech app in my phone, so I really want to join fintech. And the people are smart because anyway, it's a popular company, so people are smart. I really enjoy work with smart people. It some means you won't have any conflict with them. You have conflict every single day, but that's so nice. You always brainstorming, have a better idea, and they are in the scaling phase. So when I joined, only seven iOS engineers. Now it's about 20, so almost triple the size. And the whole company, they like scaling, but 2 months ago, they also fired some people and we scale again because it's startup always change and because markets also change. So they have to do something. So that's also really attract me to join this industry. Always change and you have to always be prepared and flexible. So really
Yeah.
cool for me. Yeah. They also change a lot, not just like a really huge company when you want to change a single, I don't know, function, you have to like go through all the process, maybe to a CEO. And after the document back already after 2 months, it makes no sense to me. Yeah.
I can imagine in this kind of companies, the onboarding process could be a bit complicated, or was it
Ah,
simple? I
yeah,
don't
the
know.
onboarding was really intense, about 2 weeks. And we basically they introduced everything to us about how the backend connect to all the exchanges and how the mechanism behind those stock markets. Maybe not only stock, but also derivative, like all those terms in fintech or the finance industry. And also have a lot of security things because we are a bank. So we have to keep everything secure. So how to
Yeah.
write the code to become more secure, how to pass those security check or compliance, these kind of things. I also need to provide all my trading histories record because otherwise it's possible I trade because I know something and it's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite different compared with other companies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that you are open to try different kind of industries. Like, I mean, like the whole domain from mobility, I mean,
Mhm.
cars and to bank.
But to be honest, as a front engineer, I do not, mostly it's the same. I just add a button to a page and make sure this button is clickable and will publish another page, push another page. Oh, of course, it's not just like this, but yeah, it's almost the
Yeah.
same, not super different. Of course, if you have more knowledge about the industry, it's always a plus. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and this is why also I found it interesting, your experience before that, how you had the chance to be closer to the product. Because most of the time, like as a software engineer, you would be more focused on the same thing,
Hmm.
not independently to the product, but
Yeah,
sometimes,
it's really hard to see the overview of the product. Yeah, sometimes it's
yeah,
really hard for engineers. Only if, how to say, you got promoted, you become the lead of something, you will start to see the overview of a product. Or you join a super small company, really early stage. So you only also have to see the whole picture and also help them to make a decision
mm.
to move forward to another direction or keep going. Yeah, that's also the part I really like.
Do you have like the next steps that you are interested to make after this experience or during this experience, maybe? Do you have like some objectives? Yeah.
Um, yes, I think in current job, I would like to learn more about how to build a really huge software company and how is the whole process. So that's why I joined because during the scaling phase, you can see a lot of things. The whole process is building, and how to collaborate with like really huge software teams. And I want to become a more senior people inside of this team and
Mm,
also help the people and to see the whole process because even the company is still growing, the whole organization is still flat. So I can still see a lot of things. And I was kind of not super early joiner, but it's okay. Like in the middle of the journey for
Of the
this company,
company.
so
Yeah.
of the company. So it's also really nice to see how it's grow, and even better if this company can become list in the stock. It will be super cool doing IPO. I really want to see how company do IPO. I never see any company do IPO, and I was inside. So that's kind of the thing I want to learn inside this company. And about next step, I'm not sure yet. Maybe become the first iOS engineer again. But at this time, I will collaborate with someone I already know, and it would be nice to start the company with them or help them to build the front end team or the mobile team. Would be super cool. Maybe my next step. Yeah.
I wish you all the best on that.
Yeah, but nothing certain, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's necessary to go through these experiences to learn more, etc., and then later you will find yourself ready to make that step.
Yeah, or maybe join some like tech giant like Google. But I'm still not sure. I really want to do this. Maybe I just want to go to a Google office and check the list. Yes, I was in Google and I quit. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Because so many people like to see always like pursue to have this really good title of the company. But I'm not sure I really want to do this because I don't want to become a super small gear inside the company and I cannot see the overview of what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel depressed. Of course, the benefit, the salary will be super good, but I don't know. Maybe it's not my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like this big companies there could be a lot of things going on, and
yeah,
it could be stressful. You have to drink more. No,
maybe it's not stress more. Maybe sometimes it's easier because you have a big umbrella to protect you. Because this company is really strong, so it's really hard to like, for example, have a really big change. For example, I want to change the whole direction, so I don't want to do any search anymore in Google. It's not possible. Google always do search, always do advertisements. Maybe they will change some directions slightly, but it's not like super fast change. So I think maybe sometimes it's easier. Yeah, but you have to do your things really good. But besides, you don't have to worry about so many like other things, like maybe the company reorg or something. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Is there something else you would like to share?
I think the more interesting part is about how to interview a board to lots of different companies, and they all have different cultures and different lifestyle. So first you have to know, like, for example, the interview for US company and Europe company is quite different. And they have different style. Like in Europe, they are more care about how you collaborate with the team. So they have a lot of, how to say, not on-site interview, they have live interview with you and talk to you and try to collaborate with some small projects. But with the US style, they more focus about how smart you are. So they have algorithm tests. So they have behavior tests. They have so many tests. So their interview process is so long because they have to make sure you're the right candidate for the company. They're really cautious about this. So, and for Asia, they more care about the details. So you have to know really, really tiny things in the whole, maybe libraries or the framework. Then you'll become a senior engineer. So it's different path. So you can also choose which one you want. And also maybe you want to interview in the Middle East countries, Asia countries, for example, Dubai. They have a really good tax, I don't know, policy. You don't have to pay tax for the government. It's really nice if you work for Dubai. And the salary is also super good. But I would really encourage everyone to try it and keep trying because it takes time. I got rejected at first 2 months, and after that I start to receive some offers. But you have to keep trying, and every time when you try, you have to write it down. What's wrong and what can you improve? And keep asking to your interviewer, what can you improve? And don't forget to note it down. And so next time you can be better. And become better and better, you can find the job you want and you can move to anywhere you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we reached the latest part of this episode, and if you would like to share with us an advice that you would wish if you have known before, so the people who are new in this journey can learn from it.
So if I want to talk to my when I was a student, I would like to give advice that let's use the public resource more, maybe from the university or maybe from the government. And especially when you are a student, they have tons of resource you should use. Maybe do the exchange, maybe do some collaboration with some companies. Just try to use more public resource. And in the meanwhile, you have to stay calm and also stay patient and just keep doing the best you can. And the good thing will come. And also another thing I want to talk that let me know is I already tried to do this, but I still want to remind myself, don't be afraid of trouble. The trouble is nice. The more trouble you have, you also learn from the trouble.
Yeah.
And also don't be afraid about failing. Yeah, I know it's boring. Everyone's talk about this. Yeah, but it's true. Sometimes you have to force yourself, maybe as a yes man, just to adopt everything around you. Especially when you're not sure what you want to do, just try everything. And eventually you will find the thing you want to do. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a few advice I would give myself, or some of the reminder I would like to give myself again.
Very valuable advice. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Calvin, and I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, you're welcome. And of course, thanks for inviting me to this podcast.
I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, and hopefully you can help someone in the journey or ready to join the journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to our next episode with a new guest and new inspiring story. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned to our next episode. Tic Tac, tackle the inspiration.